Hi, my name is Akhil,
And I'm Maya, and we are
Harry Tinkers, and welcome to our channel. Since Rishikesh is basically known for its holiness, as you can imagine, there will be a lot of temples that will be available, and especially temples dedicated to Lord Shiva. And one such temple is the
Neelkanth Mahadev temple. So it is believed that this is the place where Lord Shiva consumed the poison which was received during the sea churning event in our Vedic times.
Yep.
So that is why it has a very big significance. Also, this is one of the unique temple in North India which has a Dravidian architecture.
So generally, you see Dravidian architecture towards the south side of India,
yeah.
but this is one such temple that you see in North India. And this temple is actually located around 30 to 35 kilometers from Rishikesh town. So you have to go through the lush green forest, and this temple is actually located in between the lush green forest. And also one thing that you would have to be a little bit careful about is somebody who prefer not to walk or has issues walking would suggest not to walk, because it's a little bit difficult to walk because you have to walk a little bit to the temple.
Yes. And there are a lot of issues for parking the car.
Yep.
There is a dedicated parking lot there, but then you have to buy something from the vendors, some puja items to be given to the temple. Then only you can park in the parking lot.
And
Otherwise, you have to park it on the road, which actually creates a lot of traffic jam. And we were actually stuck for more than 2 hours in that traffic jam because of the vehicles which were parked on the road. Coming back from the temple, you can actually take a pit stop at a waterfall which comes in between the way, and it's actually very beautiful. You can actually go down to the waterfall and spend some time. There are also a lot of food vendors near that waterfall, so you can easily identify the waterfall.
Yeah, but I wouldn't suggest having much from there. It's fine. I would say the food is not that great, and also the price is actually a little bit high for the amount of food that you're having. The quantity of the food that they're actually providing. But I would suggest, in case if you're hungry and if you just want to have some snacks or grab something, then you can just.
So the next thing which you can do is watch Ganga Aarti. So to watch Ganga Aarti in Rishikesh, you can go to two places. Actually, there are a lot of ghats where Ganga Aarti happens, but
there are two
major ghats where you can go. One is the Parmarth Ashram, and second is the Triveni Ghat, which is in Tapovan. So we'll show you both the places how the Ganga Aarti happens in the video.
Om Jaya Gange Mata Maya Jaya Gange Mata Junad Tumko Jata Om Jaya Gange Mata Om Jaya Gange Mata.
Another point that you need to make a note of is somebody who prefers buying shopping, any shopping that you want to do. So there are a lot of street vendors, and there are a lot of shops which is dedicated to those, especially if you're somebody who prefers buying bags. There are a lot of shops that you can find, and one such place is something that we went, and we got a very reasonable price for the bags that
The collection is also good, and there is a samosa place just besides the shop. So that's what we are going to show you now.
The samosa here is amazing.
So Rishikesh is also famous for its bridges which were constructed really long back. So these are the suspension bridges which were created. One is Ram Jhula and another one is Lakshman Jhula. So at the time when we visited, we could only visit Ram Jhula.
Currently walking through the Ram Jhula, and this is how it looks.
Because Lakshman Jhula was under
Close.
construction.
Yeah, under construction.
And there's also a new flyover bridge, which is also a suspension bridge which is built, and that is called the Janaki Setu or the Janaki Bridge. So it's covering both Ram, Lakshman, and Sita.
Other than the holy place, which is a temple and all these things that you have, there are people who come down over there for doing adventurous sports like river rafting, the bungee jumping. You have trekking also that generally people do it. There are people who does zip lining as well.
Also.
And I think one such thing that we actually did was river rafting, and I would say the experience is
Crazy.
at a different level. We have actually done river rafting in Bali, but we thought that that's kind of an experience that we have. But this was on a different level, and I think one of the unique things that I would have to say is during each season, the force of the pressure of the water actually changes. So I think I would say the time that we went, it was not at its peak range where the water flows really fast, but still we could actually feel the pressure and the force that's been put in place. We actually struggled a little bit, I would say. It was not that great of to be very specific, it was not that safe because we have to be very, 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 very
Yeah,
careful.
because the rapids were really very harsh.
Yeah.
And so we were 6 people in the raft, and I think it was not balanced properly because there were people who couldn't row properly as well. But we had 2 guides who were really very helpful. And the best part which I liked about the rafting is they told us to jump out of the raft.
That was the best experience.
And be in the river, it was so cold.
Yeah.
After some time, actually, when you jump, you'll not realize that it's that cold. But after you jump, after some time when you're in the water, you'll feel so numb. Your legs will go numb. And the funniest part would be climbing up to the raft because people will be pulling you and you'll be like, no, I don't want to come out of the water.
But
Yeah.
it was a really good experience.
When the water flow is less, there is when they tell you to jump in the water, not in the rapids.
Yeah.
So don't worry. So people who are going for the first time also for rafting, it's not that dangerous and all because one of our friend who was with us, for her it was the first time rafting. She was really very scared.
You're now making me more conscious.
Benzi, do you want to say your experience right now? How do you feel right now?
I just feel like kicking you all in the water. That's the only honest feeling.
But once she faced her first rapid,
She started loving it, started enjoying it, and she was in a josh to actually go forward and then do it. So
Stop. Woo!
Okay.
yeah, it is.
yeah, and there's one more very magical thing which happened during the river rafting is so they have a pit stop in between where you can have your
Tea or Maggie, or generally they provide Maggie,
Yeah.
tea, or whatever breaks that you
so
want to take.
it's usually in a very rocky kind of a place. So we would suggest that please climb those rocks and go to the forest area because there you will find a lot of butterflies. So
And
people-
different colors and varieties of the wings that you can actually see. So
it
beautiful.
was very beautiful. I mean, we did not have our mobile phones at that time, so we couldn't capture anything over there. But it was really magical, and I'm a person who loves butterflies. Okay, so it was like a heaven for me. I couldn't believe it was like full of butterflies in every tree, in every branch. You will find a different color butterfly. It was very beautiful.
I think one thing that I want to be very specific is as Maya has said, you are not allowed to take mobile phones or anything because of the rapid motion that happens while rafting, and there is a high possibility that you can actually lose your phones or valuable equipments or anything that you have. So generally what they have is they do prefer of either having a sports camera with you,
Yeah.
like the GoPro. they also do provide services wherein which they would take the video for everybody, and because there are two folks who would be there along with us.
So it depends on the number of people, how many guides will go with you.
Yep.
Because if there are only 4 people, only one guide goes, and if there are 8 people, there can also be 3 guides, because during rapids anything can happen. You can fall out of the raft also.
Yep.
So you are actually safe. They are really pretty trained to get you out of the water.
And I think one thing that they clearly mentioned that, see, anything can happen in water, and what they say is like, if you're gone with the Ganga, you're gone. You're like, it's basically, portrayed it as a very holy and very pure bliss that you actually get. And they also say that dangers can happen at any point of time. So you are somebody who would prefer not taking risk, I would suggest not to.
Yeah.
Because it is actually dangerous. To be very specific, it is actually dangerous, and there are times that it can actually go in a different direction as well. So you should be very specific at what time that you visit, because there are times where they actually stop the rafting as well.
Yeah.
Based on how harsh the weather is or how bad the weather is, they actually stop during certain time frames.
During rainy season, it's not there because the waves become really very rough, and you cannot do river rafting. But this is one of the best river rafting all over India. It's very nice.
Very nice. Yeah, I think if you want to experience it, you should definitely visit. But be at your own risk.
Yes.
We wouldn't suggest. But if you want to, you can give it a shot.
Also, there is one more info which we got to know is the life jacket which is provided to you can only sail you till an hour.
Yeah, for 1 hour. That's the maximum that would be done. So generally what happens is these people generally have a mobile phone that's available with them, and they generally connect to the nearest area where they can actually speak, and then ask people to come down and then help us.
Yeah.
Anything can happen because it's as I mentioned earlier, it is it's a very rough water, rough sea. So the difficulty is very at the different level, I would say. Anything can happen, due to which generally there are they actually give us all the instructions, what you need to be careful, what you need to be really really keen on, and how you need to do it. And I would say the
guides
folks,
were really good.
they actually held in making sure that we have a really good experience, also making sure that we are safe.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
To be very honest with you, had really good fun while rafting.
The adrenaline rush which you get during the rapids is to another level.
So thank you for watching our video.
If you like our video, please share it with your friends and subscribe to our channel.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.